suffered a physical injury of some kind. What do we as humans commonly do when we are physically injured and a band-aid and an ice pack just won't do? We seek external professional help in order to help us get onto a path to recovery, which is something we can easily admit without any feelings of embarrassment. If I broke my arm and felt hesitant to tell anyone about the help I was receiving from my doctor in order to overcome the repercussions of my injury, I can imagine you would be confused by my reluctance. With this in mind, I pitch this question to you. If there is no shame surrounding seeking physical therapy when a person has a physical injury, why is there such an immense stigma around seeking psychological therapy or counselling when the wounds are in fact emotionally driven, guided by our mental states and constantly changing external environments? Even whilst mental health problems are continuing to bombard the lives of individuals all over the world, the stigmatisation of seeking therapy is making it difficult for people to view counselling as a route to healing. Instead, therapy is often associated with abnormality or unhinged instability, which makes it understandable that people are repelled by the idea of it. I feel it is important to address the mental health situation of our world today prior to further discussing the so-called therapy stigma. This situation is discussed in an article from ABC News published on the 9th of June 2021 entitled, "Young People are struggling the most with their mental health. Here's what we've learned from asking for help." This article showcases the 52% decrease in the mental health of 18 to 24-year-old Australians this year. Unfortunately, this article also highlights the fact that from those who have received help from a healthcare provider in the last 12 months, 20% said their visit was for the benefit of their mental health, whilst 42% said their visit was for the benefit of their physical health, with the remaining 38% as a mixture. These provided statistics clearly identify the normalised prioritising of physical health as well as the neglect of mental health, despite how emotionally torturous these psychological conditions may be. We are living in an ever-changing world, and not only are people forced to reckon with various emotionally challenging obstacles along the way, but the stigmatisation of seeking therapy for these obstacles is acting as a preventative wall for those who cannot find the help they need within themselves. The Western Australian government reported that 3 out of 4 sufferers of mental illness have experienced stigma, exemplifying that too many sufferers don't see therapy as being a viable enough pathway to improvement and are therefore suffering in silence. I personally have been part of many conversations about therapy with other teens. Most of these conversations are whispered and end with the phrase, "Please don't tell anyone." Humans still view seeking help as a sign of weakness, a stigma so damaging that sufferers would settle for prolonged and degenerative psychological agony in order to avoid having to grapple with the abominable therapy stigma. In the previously discussed ABC article, Dr. Tegan Cruz says, the sooner that people take action to get support for their mental health, the more likely it is to be effective. It is reiterated throughout the feature that therapy isn't for everyone. However, I am strongly of the opinion that it shouldn't be ruled out as an option due to the general societal view on the concept. So what do? We refuse to reckon with this stigma. We challenge the distorted perceptions by getting psychological help in whatever way is best for us, which may just be an emotional band-aid or ice pack, or maybe therapy. Dr. Cruz says the key to finding the help you need is knowing when to reach out. So we must refuse to let these negative views guide psychologically struggling individuals away from getting on a path to emotional freedom. To conclude, I ask you one final question. Is bravery leaving something damaged untouched, or is bravery taking action to rebuild it and make it better? Thank you.